attacking my defense. You won't make me level up and you don't want it.
Hey guys, welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Samanvita, and let's just say today I have a lot to share, so make sure to grab a blanket and enjoy the video. So the first thing that I've been thinking about is balance. I hear everyone always telling me balance is the best way of reaching success in a healthy way. But let's just say balance is a term I don't like using because I think that word makes it seem like everyone has to do the same amount to achieve this amount of this and be quote-unquote healthy. But I think that balance looks different on everyone. Just like there's no one perfect diet for everyone, there's also no perfect balance for everyone. For example, for one person going out to party even once a month can be their form of balance, yet for someone else going to parties once a week can be their form of balance. Just like this, everyone has different ideas of what they want their balance to look like. When I think about balance, I think about homeostasis, your set point, but it's also loosely defined as having a little bit of everything and not over-consuming of one thing. While this can be great for one person, it'll never be for me. For me, my balance looks a little unbalanced from the outside, and that's the way it's meant to be. Going out the whole day feels unnatural to me, feels overstimulating. I'll always prefer to stay home and read a book over going out, but for someone else, spending time alone can make them uncomfortable. So what I mean by this is that we all have different set points, and it's our responsibility to challenge them and be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what I think balance is.
If we could run it back, and do you wonder? If we could run it back, if we could run it.
In terms of success, I think that if we constantly strive for what society defines as balance, we'll never achieve our own unique success. To achieve your success, you need to be creating the habits that are in line with your goals and dreams. Maybe society defines balance as having maybe yoga once a week, yet you do it every day for 2 hours. Do what you want, what makes you feel challenged and your best self.
Eyes closed, I need a breather. Get lost in the B-roll. Let all the window to learn how the world.
So for the past year, this topic has been in the back of my brain, and I'm finally getting around to making a video about it. And the first time I heard of someone explicitly negating balance was Annie Long.
If we could run it back, if we could run it, if we could run it back, and do you wonder?
Annie Long is one of the most inspirational and successful teenagers I have ever seen. She's only 16 or 17, yet she's achieved so much, from creating her very own business to bringing a new definition to productivity. She was one of the first people to tell me that if you want success, it's not through balance, it's through obsessing through your goals. And before you think that this is unhealthy, this is where I'll explain things a little differently from your head CEO or a billionaire might say. So what I heard from a CEO is that you need to be obsessed with your goals in order to achieve them. But I disagree. You need to be obsessed with the habits that create your goals in order to achieve them. And when I say obsessed, I mean in love with your habits. I really don't like the word obsessed because it has a connotation of being unhealthy. And over here, I never want to bring obsession. because with obsession brings a feeling of shame for not completing a habit or a goal. If I feel shame for not completing something I intended to do, then I'll feel dread and anxiety the next time I attempt to complete this task. Swimming circa 2019 is the perfect example of this. I would force myself to go to swimming, I would feel shame in myself if I didn't go, and then when I did go, I would feel dread and anxiety because I was scared of the sets and not being fast enough. This cycle continued on until I eventually quit and had to take a long break. So my point is, shame can lead to incompletion of your intended goal, but usually it's meant to be. So when do you draw the line? When do you stop forcing yourself to do the habits? When does it become natural? When do I fall in love with them? When do you finally reach your goal? When should I give up? These are all questions I ask myself when I set a goal in swimming and hit a plateau that was months long. I would tell myself is that when it becomes obsessive, it's time to take a step back. Are these habits giving more than taking away? Does the perceived happiness or satisfaction coming from this goal equal the resulted satisfaction and happiness? Is that perceived happiness worth the unhappiness right now? So at the time, my answer to all these questions were no. No, it wasn't worth it anymore. And yeah, sure you could say I failed at my goal. And if I really wanted to self-pity, I could say that I'm a failure, I'm not worthy. Yeah, but I didn't. Because 1, I failed, I wasn't a failure. 2, I was confident in myself to find the next steps in my journey, and I was right. Quitting swimming allowed me to weightlift more and eventually post and help a ton of girls. So failure is just redirection. And I'm glad I did try because I'd rather wonder why than what, meaning why it didn't work out, than if it could ever be a possibility. So with that in mind, I urge you to seek out of your balance. Fall in love with the habits that align with your goals, and not to be afraid of failure. Recently, I completed my last swim season, and it was purely for the purpose of community and enjoyment. I'm so glad I decided to do it because if I didn't, I wouldn't have met the amazing people I did during the season. And honestly, nothing is better than coming home from a night practice, taking a hot shower, and eating a hot filling dinner. And I can't let this go, even though. In today's vlog, we had our last meet, and in this meet, I basically read and swam under the sun the entire time. It was so much fun. Some of the meets were really boring and cold, but this one wasn't because I had friends to talk to and books to read. It was all in all a wonderful day. And by the way, I'm currently reading A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, and it is so good. Personally, I found the middle 2 books of ACOTAR quite boring, probably because it was more plot-driven than romance-driven, but I highly recommend reading the first book. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And I can't let this go, even though you've said you're sorry, 'cause you lied to me.